Nowadays, we have to art to cope, and let's chat. And art. I gotta talk. Howdy, howdy, y'all. This is Clara Lawrence, and I need to talk. Oh my gosh, I need to talk. I'll probably call a buddy after this too. All right, so first off about the artwork, we're gonna play with some alcohol ink, and I know alcohol's is a precious commodity right now, and I'm gonna address this right off the bat. I have some alcohol in the house that will stay for the family, and I have some alcohol that is in my studio. So at no point in time am I going to pull the alcohol away from my family, but I do not have a problem raiding the stash I have in my studio. And I wouldn't say stash is probably not the appropriate word for it, but my supply in the studio. So I don't have a problem tapping into that. But again, about using supplies and stuff like that, I find myself, and probably you guys do too, being more mindful of what I have. I mean, right now I'm dealing with two supplies that are in high demand. One, gloves, and the second one is alcohol. So I definitely want to, if I'm using them, I'm appreciating what I've got more. And second, I'm also trying to take care of what I have and not be wasteful of. So I am an artist. Alcohol is unfortunately a key part in some of the materials that I do use, like as in resin or just playing with alcohol inks. It's the first word in the description of the medium. So there's that. So keep that in mind, that if I'm using it, I'm going to make sure that I'm mindful of it, and I'm just not going and wasting it, things like that, unless you consider art a waste, which I hope not. That would be a really sad discussion. Anyway, art is also my coping mechanism, and I find that there's a bunch of people that I'm connecting with via art, either through other artists in their chat rooms or on the internet, social media, and things like that. So we're making connections with lots of people and connecting together. So art is a coping skill, and whether it's watching somebody create or doing the creation yourself. So, okay, back to the art part. All right, so I've got some new colors from Ranger, and I'm going to try this out. I've got Laguna, Rosewood, Cobalt, and a Rose Gold. So the last piece I did, I tried an experiment on. It didn't exactly work. Not sure if that video is going to come before. This video will probably come before that one. But at any rate, I gave too much of that away. Hopefully I can edit that. I don't know. At any rate, okay, like I said, I need to talk. I'm a mess. So I'm going to try these colors out today and just play and chit chat. Hopefully all is finding you guys well. It is a scary world out there right now, and a lot of undecided kind of things and things that are developing, especially in other areas of the U.S. that are pretty alarming. So Dallas holds several friends of mine that I have met through art, and I just saw a posting that Dallas is being basically shut down there. They're telling everybody to stay in their homes. don't go to work unless they're critical part of the infrastructure, like medicine and things like that. City, and probably just some city. But okay, so on the flip side of that, I don't know why I said flip side. See, you tell me, I'm a little frazzled today. Okay, so we live in the Austin area, and my parents recently moved here, and I know you guys have heard about me talking about my parents. And they're up there in years. My mama had a stroke 2 years ago, right after they moved here after Harvey. And to be really honest with you, she's much more frail now than I have ever seen her. Of course, she's getting older in years. But my dad, who's right next to her, he's as healthy as you could be at that age. And what's really sad about that is that because of his health, or because of his age, he's still as much at risk as my mother is. So we've been doing lots of thinking as a family and such. About what to do with them, how to provide for them. And my daddy's been trying to take care of my mama, and they've got a caregiver that kind of comes and helps out, like one of the Angels. I don't remember the actual company. Hang on. And this angel comes in from another town. And she's great. She's no problem with her. I love her. She does really, really good with mom and dad uses it to get a break from helping, take care of mama during the evening and such. So we've been talking to him as these things have been developing. Like Dallas just happened last night. So, and being in the Austin area, that's basically not too far away. I mean, it's like, if you think of Austin being here and New York being over here, Dallas is like, real close by. So it's like, okay, that's in our backyard. We need to address some things. So we talked to mom and dad about, like, my nephew who lives with them to come move with us. So he's staying with us now. And we'll be supplying them with food and stuff as they need it, but we're even going to be very mindful about how much, if any, contact we have with them too. Which is tough. One of the things I kept enforcing to my daddy was that we'd always be there for him, and we'd have his back, and if he needs any help, we're there for him and stuff. So this kind of, I know it's not, but it kind of feels, it's like the head tells you one thing, but the heart tells you another. It feels like I'm kind of leaving him in the lurch a bit, but I know I'm not. And so apparently with some thinking, they contacted us this morning and decided to let the caregiver go temporarily until this whole thing boiled over, which is probably a good thing. And I'll finish this in a second. this is going to sound terrible. Her son, who's a young boy, broke his foot apparently last night, and she's got to take him to the hospital. And the hospital is like the last place anybody wants to go right now. On a side note, ooh. Okay, so they decided to postpone the caregiver, and it just, for me, you know, that rattles me. Now it's like they're truly isolated, which on one side is really, really good thing, but on the other side it's like, my parents are by themselves, I can't protect them, but by staying away I'm protecting them, and but they're by themselves, I can't protect them. So my head and my heart's in a little bit of a pickle right now. And I'm sure I am not the only one here. You know, either one, your parents are in a nursing home and you can't go see them, or two, you know, they're in another state, or, you know, probably so many different variables. This thing is tough, and it really hasn't hit Texas hard yet, but we've had to really make some hard choices already. We're being mindful about going to the store, when we go to the store, how we're doing the store. And hopefully we can stop going to the store for at least a couple weeks now. I think we're at that point that we can do that. So apparently I'm using a pre-gessoed board, and this cobalt blue, though it's gorgeous, it apparently does go in and stain the board right away. So, because I've got several marks. I'm not worried about them right now. I'm just kind of playing with the colors and seeing what they'll do, because sometimes you don't know until you start diluting them what color combinations are within that ink and how they separate out. Like these really pretty greens and stuff that are in here. Excuse me, I get the hiccups kind of thing. And then this red here, which is a rosewood, there's almost a hint of blue in it. Now granted, some blue came over here, but I saw a little bit of hint of blue in another spot. So that's kind of why I'm playing with it a little bit, to kind of get an idea how the color wants to move and such. So now what I'm going to do here is I might add a little bit more blue and really saturate those areas and kind of disguise the blobs. But I'm going to also try to really lighten them up and come out from there. So that's the next part. Anyway, so my husband works in Austin, so he commutes into Austin, and the boss has been a little bit on the reluctant side about closing, but I have this feeling with Dallas kind of closing that it's not going to be too long before Austin follows suit. So we have to prepare for that, and we had conversations, a couple of them late last night. We were up pretty late, about preparing to work at home and what do you need to do. And so he's gone and done that. He brought his computer And so he's going to be working from the house, at least for this week, I believe. And if he needs to go in, it'll be just him. And fortunately, he works at a small company. So, yeah. Now, I have to admit, I want to give kudos, but I'm not trying to bash anybody either. I want to give kudos to our grocery store in town, and that's the H-E-B. And I think that all the H-E-Bs in Texas area are doing this, but they're closing at 8 p.m. and then they open up at 8. What that does is it allows them the chance to catch up, really stock up the shelves well, has a chance for their trucks to come in, unload, then fill up the store again. But more importantly, they're really keeping on top of like how many people are in the store. They're manning like who goes in with the number of people that come out. And they've got 2 people posted that constantly contact each other. But like yesterday and today, I think they even reduced down the numbers of who was going into the store, who was allowed in the store and who wasn't. But it felt there was enough space between people there, and it didn't feel so. It feels scary being around people now. It really does. And it didn't feel that bad at the store, so I was real happy about that. I went to Walmart. I was getting supplies for Mom and Dad, and this is the reason why I was there. But I went to Walmart, and Walmart was a totally different picture. There was no restrictions about how many people were there. A little chaotic. Not bad as far as people behaving badly, but just a lot more people in a small space than there was at the H-E-B by far. And also what they had in stock, I mean, if I were to say H-E-B's store was stocked up to about maybe 50 or 60%, and that's with, whole aisles being still barren. I mean, you still got your hot ticket items, the paper goods and the cleaning goods, alcohol and things like that. They had a good stocking of meats and veggies, and not all the veggies, but a lot of them. And they really, it was obvious they had their act together and they had a plan. Cause I had to go this morning and yesterday to get Mom and Dad completely set up. My daddy doesn't cook, so I have to keep that in mind. I was being really careful. I wore my gloves going to the store. I had brought several sets, so that way each store got a fresh set of gloves. I cleaned off the bags, we cleaned off the countertops in their kitchen, and I mean, just a lot of stuff that we did. And even my dad's a chemist, so he's used to protocol on keeping a sterile environment so as not to contaminate experiments and stuff like that. And he's like, how do we do this? And he almost looked lost, like he was looking to me to come up with the protocols. I'm like, well, let's try this. you know. And so he goes, well, that makes sense. And so we did that. And what I asked him to do is to clear off a counter space, completely clear, and he had marble counters. And we put the bags directly on top of that. We still had our gloves on from bringing the groceries in. Put the food away, grabbed the bags, threw them in the trash, disinfected our hands with the gloves on, cleaned the area up, threw the gloves and all the materials out, and then cleaned up all the doorknobs and the truck, you know, handles, that kind of thing, you know, to make sure that was all good. So, but at any rate, what I was getting at is yesterday's grocery trip and today's grocery trip was even at Walmart, the numbers did naturally went down, but it was still chaotic and still like they were out of most of the stuff, even simpler items and stuff. But HEB, I give you guys kudos. Y'all had your act together. So we've connected up with friends, neighbors, people who we don't talk to very often and around this area, just to connect with them and kind of reach out like, hey, we're here if you need us. You know, we'll figure out a safe way to do things, but if you run out of this or that, you know, or, you know, it's the whole like, you know, can I borrow a cup of milk kind of thing. Got any eggs, you know, we're there for you. In a way, the connection back and creating simpler things is something we've lost over the years, and that's going to be kind of nice. I mean, we're pulling out board games and playing with family. We're having tough conversations. We're sharing feelings. We can survive this and bring our hearts and souls into the solution. We're going to come out of this a little bit better, I think. By all means, I don't mean better because we've lost people. I'm just talking about better because we've reconnected with things that we have lost or not done in so long that are good human things to do. I've been finding people are watching my videos as a way to probably, it could be either coping or learning or whatever the reason is, but it's helping them through this. So I'm definitely going to keep doing it. I did run into a little bit of a struggle today because my as you guys know, I struggle with artist block. I'm recovering. I'm on the recovery side of it. But my parents in that situation was getting to me today, and it's like, oh, I know I need to create, but it's like, ugh. It's like, I don't want to create, but I do, and I don't, so it's that struggle. You know, I kind of want to curl up and cry, but it's just that whole feeling of you can't protect them. In a nutshell. Oh, I also did notice something else too. I'm one of those that I like to, I don't know if I like to, but I observe people. Oops, hang on. I observe people, and they have the lines at HEB. They got you spaced out, so it's not bad. But I got to watch people's body language, and there was definitely a sense of, I'm gonna say dread. You know, the weight of the situation was definitely on their shoulders. And I don't want to say that's a good thing or a bad thing. Actually, it is kind of a little bit of a good thing, and let me clarify why. Because I think that this is something real. This is big, and we need to take it serious. If anything, it's going to challenge us for supplies. It's going to challenge us as far as how we interact together. Oh, I hope I didn't just screw this up. All right. How we interact together, how we utilize stuff, how we protect the ones we love. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so maybe there's something else I could do here with that. Definitely got a little antennae going there. We'll just work with 2 for now. All right, a little better there. I would talk more with the dryer if I had the phone set up where it was closer. Guess I didn't think well on that one. So, I guess in a nutshell, I'm kind of thinking this is as an opportunity in a weird way. It's also a huge life lesson for all of us. You know, how we treat one another, how we treat ourselves. Almost there on this guy. Hang on. Green area there kind of glows, doesn't it? When you have something really super dark contrast and then something bright next to it, just a little bit of bright, it gives that illusion of glowing. So that's kind of cool. I like that. It's hard to do it intentionally. I wasn't, but it happened that way. At any rate, so yeah, life lessons about, you know, how we treat each other, how we treat ourselves, how we treat the ones we love. It's all about how we behave, isn't it? And also appreciate what we have. I bet we won't ever look at another roll of toilet paper the same way again. I'll tell you that much. Who would have ever thought that one would happen? But prayer, meditation, hugs, appreciation, reach out to one another. You've got good buddies, reach out to them, check on them every so often. We need to make contact. We need to say, hey, how you doing? You know, just need to make sure you're okay. Just checking in, because you know they're freaking out too. It's your wrap. Thank you. But if you're one of those types, and I say one of those types like me, give. Reach out to everybody. Make a point of giving a little bit to yourself. If anything, you're taking care of yourself. But the other part is that when you take care of yourself, you have more to give out. And is it okay to watch a bunch of videos in the middle of the night? Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. But definitely, I'm saying definitely a bunch. Sorry about that. Everything in moderation, right? Or no, take that back. Not moderation. In other words, babies have needs, for example. You gotta help them out 24/7, that kind of thing. But every so often, mama needs a break and mama needs to go, even if it's 10 minutes to go take a bath. You make sure you do that. And whatever your happy place is, enjoy it guilt-free. Sometimes we need a 10-minute bath. Sometimes we need an hour, you know, and that's okay. I'm gonna say it like that because the other day it's like I need to go take a bath, and we had a little bit of a cold front, and that's the only time I'll actually take baths is when it's actually cold out here. I know, chilly to everybody else. And I'll go watch videos in the bathtub. Not, well, the iPad in the bath, but I set it up on the stand and watch videos. So, yeah. Guilty pleasures, go right ahead. So, hey, share with me your comments down below on what you use for coping mechanisms right now. I mean, shoot, maybe there's something that might help me out a little bit. That would be awesome. All right. So, I'll chat with you guys later as this thing progresses. I'm hoping to do a live maybe this week. I don't know. Well, I do a live on Wednesdays with Tish with the Artist Haven. So check her YouTube channel out. You probably seen my Artapalooza results videos every so often. It'll have a link to the Artist Haven on there. But anyway, my son, Mikey, since he's at home and he's not going to college, but he's doing, you know, online classes and stuff, he said he'd be willing to help me out with maybe a live or two. So maybe that'll be something that'll be coming up. So that'll be kind of cool. you guys take care of yourself. Reach out to those that you love and care about. And most importantly, take care of yourself. And quit hogging that toilet paper. All right. Thank you.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so ashamed to be alive? Break the chains and our freedom's ours to take. Look behind your back. Chase a light when the world is getting darker. I have a dream where love's the only side. So take my hand, join the army of the shadows. Going harder, we are more than numbers. Standing in the shade, going louder. We are all one color, standing in the way. Join the army of the shadow. 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 Join the army of the shadows. Shadows, shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Join the army of the shadows. Going harder. We are more than numbers. Standing in the shade.
All right, I just needed that last little bit of time to kind of be by myself for a little bit after all that talking and finish this piece up. So, oh, I should have done this. I didn't do it before. Overhead view. And get in detail. See, zoom in. Zoom. I'll get an angle so you can see the metallic shimmer of the rose gold. Got some pretty good soft blends there. I'm happy about that. Some nice tension zones there. Happy about that too. Gotta have a little drama in the piece. And I was able to pretty much disguise those little blobs. Well, that one's there still a little bit. But for the most part, I'm not worried about it. All right, here, let's see if we can get an angle. Okay. It's not as metallic-y as like the brass is. But it is a little bit. I kind of like it. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, but definitely hit the bell to get notified next time I put a video up. Later, y'all.